All right, let's rock and roll. Number 23. Welcome back, Jason. How's it going, my man?
Sore.
Sore.
Out of shape. Went golfing. Getting old, man. Getting old.
You can't automate healing soreness.
No, we can't automate older age for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I think that's the perfect. I think it was that Sunit Agarwal that said you can't hire someone to do your push-ups for you, or wherever I heard it from. Right, that's where I saw it, and I think that's exactly what it is with automations, AI, and that's our topic today. Is kind of just diving in and exploring the magic word. So starting into it, I talk about magic pills a lot. Um, I think this is like the ultimate of ultimate magic pills when I talk to at least real estate agents, and then definitely even outside of the real estate space is AI in particular now. But even before this craze, it was automation. Um, in real estate, a lot of agents wanted their drip campaigns running, so they'd get a lead, whatever the status was, whether it's a new lead or a client, they wanted automations to run. So I wanted to start this off with this because it's the layup for me with this subject. What is your take on having automated drip campaigns? So for those that don't know, automated email sets running to leads. What is your take on the effectiveness of that?
I don't think it's personalized enough. I particularly don't care for it. As a team leader, it's like, okay, it'd be nice to like set this up, and then you're always communicating even when you don't have time. But it's like there's better ways to go about it, I think. And then, like you said, everybody's different. The way you speak is a lot different than the way I speak is a lot different than the next person. So trying to match your tone and your demeanors or whatever, I think is impossible. And I think when people get that and they see it that, that's not from you, I think you kind of lose credibility, and I think you lose that trust and rapport that you're looking to build.
So just because you started on that, I agree. Like I am so anti this. Well, not so anti. I'll explain. I'll elaborate. But let me give it a positive for a second. I had a seller, well, it was a buyer lead that was also a seller, and they knew it wasn't me. We talked about it at the next showing that when I met them, and I said, look, I'm very systems and processes, oriented. I've got a ton of stuff running everywhere. They saw it as a positive because I was going to manage their listing, and they just trusted in the fact that I have a lot of systems and processes, I guess, basically. But like, it really did actually, you saw it help. But I think like, I don't want to give it a positive because I'm not, and I'll get to there. But I think though, the key is that I was transparent. Like I was like, yeah, you get my fake stuff, my automated stuff, whatever I called it. You know what I mean? My robot, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I think it worked for me in certain instances because I am so real. Like when I do make the call, I'm real. When I'm in the showing, I'm real. Like I don't hide behind nothing. I'm transparent. And on top of that, and then this will lead me to the negative side of it. When they respond to an automation, when they respond to an automated text, an automated email, I respond back fast. Imagine that. So we saw this at a high level when we implemented our marketing agency, when the CRM through my connector. And when we did that, let's say we had 30 agents in there, okay, maybe 40. One of the best things was we had this visual pipeline, and they'd put it in hot, warm, cold, and it would trigger automated emails and texts. Cool. Everybody wants that. That's all I heard. So we did that. I'm telling you, I'm not making this up. 90% of the time when we would get a real response, 90%, all right, let me do it this way. 50% of the time, the agent wouldn't respond back. And the other 40, it took them over 3 or 4 hours. Like 10% of the time it actually responded to. And honestly, it should be with it's automated, right? even if it's an email, automated. Hey, you want to see any houses this week? Or right? And you're a person and you get that and you respond back, yeah, sure, I'd love to go. And you don't get a response back for 4 hours. I mean, email's a little excusable, but this shit happened on text. It happened for days. It happened with no response. I can pull them. I can pull them right now. And it makes me lose sleep. How many agents didn't respond back to a response to their automation? So it's like, what the hell?
Yeah. For one, I think one of the hiccups is that, the timing of when these automations are going out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're not available, right. So how, what if it goes out at 8:00, you get appointments till noon. And then, like you said, you just don't have a chance to get back to it because you're out in the field. Like I said, I think there's a place for it, but I think the place for automations would be more to inform. Hey, here's this step in the process. Here's this step in the process. Here's how the deposit works. Here's how inspections work. Here's how the appraisal is going to go. Here's how the final walkthrough is. Like, if you're going to answer frequently asked questions, I'd say, yeah, that'd be great to put them on something like that once you go under contract. But I think you have to be personal and, just communicating when you can, normally,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, so this is, and I like to simplify things, so I'm probably going to waste having
oversimplify.
Yeah, well, it's good. We won't shut up, so who am I kidding? But it's probably going to ruin the conversation because here's my take on automations. I don't really like you said, we still kind of run them in small spots. Like there's like some leads will run some, and I wouldn't say we don't. Maybe I should turn them off moving forward because here's my new take. Instead of having automations, if you email marketing, so bulk. Instead of automation, do bulk email, bulk text. So like you're sitting down for prospecting session, follow up on leads, people who came into your website or your database or whatever, your events for 2 hours, right? 10 to 12. We do this daily with the team. So which I'm in the session right now. But anyway, 10, send out an email about why interest rates, even though interest rates are high, it's still a good time to buy or something like that. I don't know. Just you figure out your email that you want to educate and inform your audience about now. You send it right now in mass to all your people. You do that at minimum, do that once a week, right? If you're communicating one-to-one as one-to-many, right? That's like your drip campaigns that you want are probably once a week or less.
Yeah.
So just suck it up and do it minimum once a week. And then when you start getting a lot of response, increase the frequency and just do it in bulk instead of, one-to-one. Like take your one-to-one conversation and make it one-to-many. Skip automating yourself because it's not really possible. And then there's the whole thing. You get this stuff running, and Jason, I know you know this, it breaks.
Yeah. No, I mean, like you said, setting it up and thinking that there's a secret sauce or, like you said, a magic pill to get everything up and running and you just set it and forget it is one thing. Now, you could kind of come up with templates, pre-designed things of, informative stuff that you want to say, but the task should be manual, not automated. So then when you send it out, if you do get an immediate response, then you could have that dialogue back and forth. It shouldn't be every day at 5:00 it's going out or every day at 2:00 it's going out. It's like people's schedules change and all that kind of stuff. How are you supposed to keep track of all that? Or if you are going to do that, make yourself available to auto respond in real time.
Yeah. So what do you see? All right. So when I started, 2014, I started real estate, drip campaigns, like if this happens, then this happens were all that existed. Now there is AI, there is conversational AI that exists, so it's advanced a lot in 10 years and another 10. Do you think, what do you think AI or automations or any of that stuff will be for the real estate agent, for us, for the day-to-day?
Know what? I mean, it's getting there. AI is definitely way more advanced in the last couple of years, let alone imagine in a 10-year span. So I forget what we have with EXP, but what's his name, like Belvedere or some shit like that. But basically, it's like a support chat where you could actually have conversations with, an AI bot or whatever you want to call it, and it seems like you're talking to somebody and getting the information that you want. I think there will be a place for that. I think that type of AI role might take the place of some inside sales agents that are gathering information and passing it along. Um, I think that AI is good for, for a team, if you have frequently asked questions and somebody wants to go in and chat, but they know it's a chat and, could help them along the lines with whatever's going on. I think that would be super helpful. Right now with the AI, I mean, we both have some virtual assistants and stuff like that. And, I had a social media person. I'm like, look, I do not want you using AI language when you're creating posts. And then like they post stuff and then you see like all these emojis and this and that. And it's like, I'm like, this is Chat GPT. I'm like, I do not, I want to kind of be authentic and all that kind of stuff. But then when you see it, it's like, all right, please stop. And then, they just wouldn't stop. So I had to stop them.
Yeah, you can see it from a mile away. One thing I will give credit to is Google's model, Gemini. It's tough because like there's a lot of spots it's not as good as ChatGPT, but I felt when I gave it an example, whether it was somebody else's post that I wanted to have, that I felt, it wasn't that I wanted to copy them, it's that I felt I spoke like them or I felt like I had a style like them, right? Like I would feed it that example and then maybe some of my past posts and it was like, write it in this style, and it did a better job at spitting out something more natural than ChatGPT did. So my reason for bringing that up is because I can see improvement because you see, is AI going to be able to automate us? Like, and it's probably like never fully, I hope. It is a scary thought. So here's where I struggle. Like in the short term, 1 to 5 years, like no. But, I do struggle when I zoom out and I think about 10, 20, 30, 40, it's like that. Where is this thing going? The rate of improvement is scary good. But when I come back down to like this being real and being who we are, like my day to day, in the very near future for me, or the foreseeable, touchable, controllable future, there's nothing that's going to replace this guy right here. In a lot of applications, 20, 30 years from now, God knows. I mean, but right now it's just not there. And I liked that we was reading there were some posts about, it almost gives you, it's artificial intelligence. It gives you artificial intelligence when you use it. Like you can't fake it. It's not real. Like, you're not actually smart or posting well. It's not you, So it's like, I think when I look at this, like I keep stressing to people also about CRMs, they're tools, like a pencil, like your thoughts are stuck in your head unless you have a pencil to write them down on paper. That is a tool to assist you in your brainstorming and decision making and whatever process. A CRM is a tool to help you go from one to one to one to many. It helps you manage human relationships, customer relationship management system. For those that really don't actually know what a CRM stands for, that's what it is. To manage them bigger than your brain can handle, just like a pencil with your thoughts. And AI is just an extension as well. It's a tool to help you brainstorm, to spark the creativity, to structure the plan, at the moment, right? That's what it is. So for me, what I've seen move the biggest thing, and I spent majority of my real estate career trying to find the automation button. I really do.
Well, like I said, there's only so many hours, right? And you think that you're helping yourself and, hey, at least I'll be touching base with all these people, when reality, you're probably pushing them further away.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
If I was going to say, hey, look at what's the best kind of uses for AI right now in your real estate business, I think one would be, writing listing descriptions. Some people aren't very talented with writing copy. I think that would be helpful for, hey, write me a listing description in 400 characters for blah, 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 blah. I've done that before. And I think that works really well. Another thing, just on a personal level, one thing that you could do with like Chat GPT is like, everybody always struggles on, what's going to be our meal plan or whatever for the week, right? So you could go into like Chat GPT and you could say, hey, give me 7 dinner ideas this week. Give me 3 chicken, 3 beef, 1 fish, or whatever. And then you could say, okay, make them healthy. Okay, all right, give me all the instructions for making them. Okay, and then give me a grocery list based on all these cooking, recipes or whatever. And they'll break it down like literally for your shopping list of 7 different meals that you probably would have no idea how to make and how to make them and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, super cool stuff that you can do with it. But like you said, I wouldn't use it to replace you.
Yeah. And I would think my advice, okay, so it's almost like when the new thing comes out, whether it's, like when the .com bubble or like the crypto or all these new things, like 99% of the ideas or things that are around don't last. Like 1% might, on a new thing. You might, strike the gold or whatever. But like my point with that is what's tried, true, and tested, and what I have found immediately moved. Like, so like I said, I was trying to say I spent most of my career trying to find the automation button. When I started investing in just the skills of myself, every single time I saw the needle move, fast, that week, no, but that month, hell yeah. Whereas automation, every time I implemented it, like I'd spend a month getting it set up. It'd work for a month. Well, it would work, like I said, it would run for a month, and then it wouldn't move the needle, and then it would break, and then I would get frustrated, and I did that over and over and over. And are there some things that I automated that still work? Sure, but not much, and not much that was on the reach out side. Like you said, it was more task based, more systems and processes on the back end, automation to help clarity on our systems and processes in our day to day. So I mean, guess on a positive side, yeah, like you said, use an automation for tips like like your workout stuff or your meal plans or whatever, and give me a closing checklist. Like when you're an agent, think about it. When I closed a couple deals and I had like no checklist even. I didn't know. Nobody told me, I just kind of did what was next that the lender and the title told me, So I sat down in the office and wrote a checklist like on pen and paper and did that, this is going to be my list. I'm going to follow that, And yeah, that took me longer than if I'd have went into ChatGPT and said, what are the general tasks a real estate agent need to close? There it goes.
Yeah. No, that's good. Another thing that is good for, if you want to write like job description posts, I've seen that work relatively well. But like you said, if you're going to automate anything, I would say record yourself on a video explaining things. And then if you want to kind of automate those on a time level, I think that would be super helpful. I think AI, I can see it really impacting like the lending business as far as, taking applications and gathering paperwork and all that kind of stuff. I think that'd be a really, really sweet little niche for it. But, like you said, your real intelligence is going to trump artificial intelligence every day because you are you, and your, what you say and how you say it is going to make more of a difference and move the needle more than, having somebody out. What happens is everybody just starts getting lazy, and they don't want to do that work. And they're like, well, what's the, I'm like, oh, I don't want to work out. Well, what's the magic pill for weight loss? I don't want, what do I not have to do to make it easy as possible? But the hard work is what moves the needle. There is no secret sauce or magic pill or secret diet or anything like that that's going to kind of get you where you need to go. It's like, you got to get in there and do the reps.
Yeah. And, and I think it's like the lottery actually, because like maybe one out of crazy amounts of people do get a lucky magic pill, like, but you know, the chances are just not, like, you'll spend so much time trying to find that lucky break that just you increase your surface area of luck by just, you know, doing the work and putting yourself out there and having more opportunities where you can get your lucky break, so to speak, you know, as opposed to spending your entire life chasing, you know, the lottery ticket, like the magic pill, those things. Like, that's just what it comes down to. But you know, with the automation stuff, it's the ultimate thing of being lazy.
Well, people can smell your bullshit too, right?
Yes.
When you're trying to pull that stuff, I mean, you know, it's like, well, what else are they trying to BS me on or whatever? I think you lose credibility in a lot of the conversations that you have when you, like you said, if it's like you said, there's a place for it. Like if you're just going to send like appointment reminders, you know,
Right.
like an auto text thing like that. I think that's super helpful too, where it's like, hey, just confirming our appointment today at 2 or whatever. And you can kind of automate some of that.
Super big deal. Like we increased our show rate, whether it's on a virtual meeting or even a showing, but like doubled. I would say, I don't have the stats in front of me, but we probably doubled our show rate when we implemented, you know, like, and we sent like 5 reminders. If you ever booked an appointment with me, or if you want to, go to sharkstrategycall.com and test my system. But you'll get, you know, like 5 texts like, hey, your appointment's in 3 days. Hey, your appointment's tomorrow. Hey, it's in an hour. Hey, it's in 5 minutes. You know, hey, I'm on here. Like, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, like that is slick. And like you
Yeah.
said, it's helpful because, you know, you get tied up and you can't send out that reminder. And like you said, all you're doing is trying to increase response rate.
Well, we had an agent we did that for his appointments for like, you know, well, we have it for all agents, but which ones use it, right? But that was something valuable to him. So, you know, he did that for his listings and in his showings, because he got so sick of any no shows. Like, look, when you're a real estate agent, even clients sometimes that, like, we've been blown off. Like, we don't talk about it a lot because we want everybody to think that, like, you know, everything's great and peachy, but like, I mean, we showed up for showings and scheduled it and did all the work and got our kids babysitters and
anybody here?
100%.
Mr. Marbles, where you at?
So how nice is it if you have a system and process where you just like put all your appointments, and we've done this before at times. So every single appointment you have, you just, one simple process, you put it in, and that automates like follow-ups, and you tell your clients and your leads, hey, you know, you'll get your reminders from me. But it's real that the morning of, it'll text them and say, hey, looking forward to our appointment later today. And they'll say, you know what, something came up, and instead of wasting your time there, you were able to have the conversation like that. And that's assisting you. Like, that's where I think an automation makes sense, like you said. Good point. Really good point.
That's why you bring me. That's the value I just drop on people.
That's it, man. That's it. You didn't drop enough value on that game last night. Watching that.
No. Playoff hockey has been brutal to me. These 10 o'clock start times and everything else. Screwing up my schedule for sure. I'm hurting. I got the Kings on tonight at 10. You know, I'm going to need a nap or something. Today's dragging ass today.
Yeah, it's the playoff hockey is tough. That first round's a lot, but it's good stuff. So I guess to wrap, you know, to start to wind it out, what the final question, probably, what percentage of time do you think that you've implemented automations that's actually stuck? 0.
I mean, look at, who knows? You know, I mean, when you say you set up these drip campaigns and stuff, we've all done that. You know, thinking to automate it. How much has it stuck and how much does it work? I don't want to use any of it right now. You know, I want to implement maybe some templates, you know, for value templates that we could use. But I don't want them going out on a drip campaign. I'd rather them, you know, going out and having the agents have tasks, and, you know, if they want to use a predefined template or whatever, do that. Because then if somebody responds back to you, I think that immediate response, it's like think about the automation. You send a text to somebody or whatever, and you get a response right back. You're going to be waiting for that response from that person again, like to have a natural conversation. If you don't get that response back, like you said, for 2 or 3 hours, then it's like, well, that was weird, right? So, I mean, I would say, there's awesome uses for automations. There's awesome uses for AI. I would say leave the human element to the human, and automate out all like the mundane tasks as far as writing stuff or follow-up stuff or things like that, as far as like appointments and things like that.
And let me peel back a curtain for some of you watching, if you make it this far. And here's where the gold exists, and this is why you should always listen long, and not just our podcast, but any one of them. Dive deep, because there's always nuggets, and sometimes they're $1 million nuggets. Not that this one is, but I have bulk texted 3,000 people. I have voicemail dropped 1,000 people, and when I've done those things, and when you do things in bulk, like, I mean, you're increasing your surface area. I might get 5 to 10 things that work out of them, which is cool, because like it's one action. You know what I'm saying? But here's where I want to bust y'all and myself, because I busted myself. I'll just use Friday as an example. I made 15 phone calls with my phone, me, human, no BS. I had a pen and paper there for notes. Like, I got 7 or 8 real conversations, set one appointment for coffee with a buyer. Wow. That was in under an hour. And that took a little bit of, good old work. And nobody was upset. Like, everybody was probably shocked that it was a real human being in that. And then, and again, I use CRMs. I use bulk texting at times, but I also believe in pattern interrupting. Try them on your CRM, try them on your phone, try them on a Google Voice number, try them different ways. I don't know what it is. I sent the same type of text, whether it's through the CRM and not automated, manual number. And I also just texted some people from my phone last week, and I got way more response from my phone than if you have an iPhone. You probably have even better luck than me, because you'll be blue and I'm not. I'm Android.
Green button.
There, and it's just like a webinar. For anyone who's ever run a webinar, you try to automate it and run it on replay. It will, like, 1 out of 100 will convert, versus if you do it live, 1 out of 30. Like, there's a magic. There's one magic, but there's a magic to just doing it. Like, there's a magic. Like, I don't understand it, because sometimes it doesn't make sense. You can do the same exact thing, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
in a world of AI, the human experience is sticking out like a sore thumb, right? So, like you said, don't out human you out of the business, right? You want to make sure that you are the secret sauce, because in reality, it's not your broker, it's not this, it's not the advertising, it's people want to work with people, and they want to work with you because of the relationship that you built up. I bet out of all the deals that I've done, probably 90%, I would say, would have no idea what broker I work for.
yeah. So, and that's when you even see the commercials, like is there a credit card recently where, like, I think this is like this week, where they have a commercial where they call the support line, and the customer's like, oh, this is an AI, blah, blah, blah. She's like, no, I'm a person. She's like, no, you sound like a person. That's cool, but like, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, no, when you call as a Discover or something, like, you get a human.
Yeah.
So it'll stand out. Which, I kind of like it's, I don't need anybody. I want everybody to win, but I'm focused on me. And when I see other people do it, I kind of get excited, because I'm like, you're just making it easier to stand out.
Yeah, sure. Well, let's wrap it on this. That we'll let the audience in on the secret that this whole episode is artificially created. We are not even here right now. We are playing golf, and this is all fake. ChatGPT created us.
You watch enough sci-fi, and maybe. All right. Well, man, always a pleasure. We're just 2 guys rolling through this real estate space, trying to find find our own rhythm. So hopefully you can take some notes from our journey and do some things, or not do some things that we did that we wish we hadn't have done, or do some things you would do but do them sooner. So thanks for tuning in.
Yep. Till next time. Peace.